Hey Canucks fans, it's Sunday. That means it's time for another edition of Ask Me Anything. I'm Canuck Clay. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Sunday, December the 5th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. And as always, this vlog is brought to you by Van City Experts Real Estate Group. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all your real estate needs. And by Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss. Sign up now for a free 7-day trial using the link in my video description down below. Thanks for your great feedback to my quick videos from yesterday. A quick YouTube short immediately after the game starring my YouTube consultant James Tao. And then, of course, my post game that I didn't record until I got home late around midnight. But many of you have seen that and many of you are agreeing with a lot of things that I said. Make sure you check out those videos. And tonight, 10 p.m., my weekly Sunday live stream. I'm going to give away a pair of tickets to Canucks Bruins for this Wednesday, but you have to be at the stream to win those tickets. Come at 10 p.m. and learn all the details. So I hope that I see you tonight right here on my YouTube channel. Some really good questions today, some thought-provoking ones, so let's get to it right away. Hero member Justin Credible says this: with the recent 2-game winning streak, do you think the fans can support the team through winning games and yet still think there needs to be a change? Seeing a lot of discussion that fans shouldn't be happy about wins if they want change. What is your perspective on this? Can we separate our fandom on where we see the team direction going and genuinely be happy for the players and wins in general? Justin, great question. I think you can always have both. You can have it's a both and not an either or. You can be happy when the team wins while still being mature enough to understand that technically it could be hurting our draft position. Because intuitively, the worse you do, the better chance you have at winning the draft lottery, moving up, and so on and so forth. Now, I'm never a proponent of the TANK. I can't even say the word. But I know a lot of people are, because they think that, well, yes, it increases your odds, but it's not a guarantee. And you got to remember that these players are full of pride. These coaches are full of pride. They are trying to win now. They are trying to earn contracts, earn their current contracts, earn a new contract, whatever it is. I think TANK simply isn't wired into players' DNA. So to answer your question, yes, I think that you, like me, you can cheer for wins for the team, for the guys, for the players, at the same time recognizing that ultimately it may hurt your draft position a little bit. Now, does that make me stupid? Does that make me not a good fan? I don't know. I know that a lot of people would rather them flat out lose and therefore increase their chances for a draft pick. But that's just not the way that I'm wired. But I'm certainly not in a position to judge what other fans have to say and the way they spend, like I always say, their time, energy, and their money. Great question, Justin. Can go. Would you rather see the Canucks finish the year strong and make the playoffs or finish with a top 5 draft pick? If I had to pick one of those, I would want them to finish strong and make the playoffs because once you get in the playoffs, momentum, attitude, belief, all those things come into play and you never know what can happen. However, if I knew that the Canucks were going to squeak in the playoffs but be playing like this, then I would take the top 5 draft pick simply because I'm not sure that the way the team is playing right now, the way they're constructed right now, although I just finished saying anything could happen, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to knock off the Edmontons and Calgarys in our division. So yeah, I still would rather see them make the playoffs. I think that's exciting. That's exciting for the fan base. At the same time, I think that this market would be patient enough for a true rebuild. But yeah, it's so tough to say. It's so tough to say, and that's the conundrum that we're in right now. Karan, what former players do you think could fill a coaching staff role today? Well, there's been a lot of talk about Manny Malhotra, bringing him back. Yannick Hansen has been saying a lot on Sportsnet 650. I don't remember him being this articulate and this outspoken when he played for us, but now I think it's a little easier. Maybe the Sedins, but I think Sedins might be better for management as opposed to coaching. And a guy like Scott Mellenby, who's been listed, rumored to be interviewed by the Canucks either for coach or GM. He's another former player that could fulfill a coaching role. I know a lot of people are talking about Bieksa. Not sure if that's in his future, but I could see him being a good coach as well. Azar, what do you think of Petey's ice time, and when do you think the Lotto line will reunite again? Well, it's interesting, Azar, that you asked this on Saturday afternoon. Then Saturday night, we saw Petey's ice time shoot up from 13 to 18 minutes, and he was reunited with the Lotto line for parts of last night's game. Due in part to Connor Garland being getting assessed a 10-minute misconduct as well. So both of those things happened last night. I expect both of those things will happen going forward as well. More lotto line time and more ice time for Petey. That dude says, is it time to fully commit to a rebuild, or do you wait and see how this homestand goes? Not a good start for a 4-1 loss. Yes, I think you can do both, and I'm not just kind of playing sitting on the fence, because I don't think you start the rebuild right now on Sunday, December the 5th. But I think this homestand, especially if it doesn't go well and it didn't start well, I think this would go a long way towards convincing the ownership that they need to do something different, whether it's Benning, whether it's Green, whether it's a trade, whatever it is, all the things we've been talking about for the past month or so. So, and the Canucks, they could truly rebuild. They partially rebuilt. And I think, I said this 2 years ago, I think Petey and Hughes actually sped up the rebuild artificially. So maybe you have to tear more pieces down. So I would support that. I really would, although it'd be very hard to, watch some of the games for the next couple of years. But as much as I want to see them win now, I understand the big picture for sure. Nick Morgan, do you understand why the Canucks are being so patient with this team? Or do you think they should have made a change by now? Wow, all these questions have the same theme. No, I don't understand why they're being so patient unless there's a lot of pride there that they want to win with this roster that Jim Benning assembled, or they are in the process of interviewing possible GMs and coaches, but they don't want to pull the trigger just yet. But yes, this season is slipping away very quickly. Carol, how would you proceed next if you were the coach? If I were the coach, I'd reunite the lotto line. I would play PD more as opposed to less. And I'd somehow rework the penalty kill, try new things or try a new system. I know that's easier said than done, but those are the two things I would work on. Because if you're the GM, then you can trade for players or make changes, or even bring up some guys from Abbotsford just to give the team a jolt of energy. Dimitri, really good question here. Dimitri says this: do you think your positivity gets in the way of you objectively being able to report on the Canucks? You predicted the Canucks would go, okay, I don't think it's fair to fans who are looking for an honest assessment of the team and what to expect. Dimitri, I appreciate the question, but I'm going to push back a little bit because, I'm not a reporter. You said, you didn't use that word. You said being able to report on the Canucks. So I hear what you're saying. I do provide insight. I always say Canucks insight, not Canucks news, Canucks reporting, but it is reporting and news in a little bit, but it's insight that's positive. I say that the first thing, positive, timely, and trustworthy. So because, Dimitri, I'm not a media member, I'm a fan with a platform. I admit it, 8,200 subscribers, which isn't bad. But I think people on this channel, they know my thing. It's not even a shtick, but they know what I'm like. I'm positive, I'm optimistic. I like to see the good in things. I'm not afraid to call the team out. I'm not afraid to say that this player is not playing well, or I don't understand this coaching decision or this GM decision. But overall, I'm not worried that people are looking for me for a completely objective opinion, because no, I'm a vlogger. I'm not a reporter. So I'm allowed to give an opinion, and I'm allowed, just as you are, I'm allowed to lean a certain way. So you might think it's not fair to fans looking for an honest assessment of the team. I would push back and say, I think people watching are looking for my honest assessment, and they know what I'm like. If they don't want to watch me or don't want to subscribe, that's fine. There's no skin off my back. But the people, the following that I built that up not because they expect completely objective down the road, kind of coverage or especially opinions, but they expect the Canuck clay slant, and they know that's positive, that's optimistic, that's hopeful. And people like that, great. 8,200 people do. If people don't, that's fine too, and I'm not offended. I think that's a very fair question, Dimitri. So certainly wasn't offended. I appreciate those type of thoughtful questions, but no, I don't think it's unfair. I still think it's fair that I provide my own opinion, because that's why I have a YouTube channel, to express my own opinion. And I do not think I watch the game. I watch every game. I go to a bunch of games and I study every game. So I don't think that my positivity gets in the way of my way of objectively talking about the Canucks. But that's a very fair question. Shannon, what does it mean when you talk about different players on different lines? I do not know what you mean when you talk about different lines. Yeah, Shannon, of the 12 forwards, you dress 12 forwards and 6D. The 6D are divided up into three pairings, basically, at least start the game with. Same with the 12 forwards. Usually there's a center, a left winger, and a right winger. Sometimes that gets muddled, but in essence, you divide the 12 forwards into 4 lines of 3, because you can only play 3 guys at a time up front. So, for instance, a line of the lotto line of Pettersson in the middle, JT Miller on the left wing, Brock Besser on the right wing. That's a line of 3 players. And that's, and then when Pettersson comes to the bench, Horvat knows it's his turn. Center for center, left wing for left wing, right wing for right wing. And then the second line will come out of a Horvat, Pearson, and a Garland, for instance. So that's what lines mean. And Travis Green many coaches often jumble those lines if they don't think that the team is playing well. But lines are basically how you start a game, how you line up, and you know the guys that you are playing with. And finally, Lazy Husband says this: which did you like more, trigonometry or calculus? I was good at math, but I'm more good at mental math, problem solving, word problems, arithmetic, as opposed to these kind of things. But if I had to pick one, although I remember SOHCAHTOA, that's all I can remember, I would go calculus over trigonometry, but only by a bit. I did okay in both, but I don't remember a simple thing about either of them right now, except for SOHCAHTOA. Okay, Canucks fans, thank you for your great questions. Everything from math to coaching to my approach on this channel. And to Pettersson. I appreciate it, and I certainly don't take you guys for granted. Leave a comment below with your reaction to any of my answers. I'd love to know what you think. Shout out to my hero members, nucksfan number 29, Justin Credible, Lucas Gates, and Andrew Chang. Hall of Fame members, Jens95, simalexander, Chris Seifried, Adam Broomfield, Shannon Hollingworth, Carol Bovenlander, and HSM Fangirl Gaming. Thanks for your support as always, and thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You are listed in my video descriptions. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this or in my videos, or in the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to, become a member of this channel if you'd like to, leave a comment down below if you'd like to. Your reaction to any of my answers. Don't forget, live stream tonight, 10 p.m., giving away a pair of tickets to Canucks Bruins for this Wednesday, but you have to be at the live stream to win, and I'll explain how we're going to do that tonight at 10 p.m. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Have a great Sunday. God bless, and go Canucks go.